Number one, governance. Number two, productivity. Number three, unpayable debt. Reasons for all instabilities in Pakistan: governance, productivity, unpayable debts. Start.
Main and whole soul criteria and the focus, because of the poor governance, the country is suffering this far. The country is why suffering this far? Because of they have accumulated a poor debt. They have no policy. They have no strict measures. They do not take good public policies. They don't take people's measure as per people. They do what they want to do because of the military.
Because of the poor governance, people is suffering from poverty, and they are not able to get their basic needs of life.
I agree with chess number 9's point of view. I believe that if we get a look on Pakistan's past, we can see that it is affected by many military dictatorships. And to this day now, when the government is required to take good measures for the benefit of people, the military is actually imposing more of finance on the military sector rather than focusing on people's.
In my opinion, productivity is one of the main reasons why Pakistan is having the problem right now, because it has very less. It has already got less amount of people. It has got more amount of people, less amount of land, and less resources. In that also, they are trying to distribute some land among themselves. They are trying to focus more on the armed forces, and they are not focusing more on the people. The productivity of the people is reducing, because ultimately it is the public who is producing the products which can be exported out of the country.
Because of the leadership loophole, the people are not having the direction in where to lead the more productivity. The leadership is about military, so they're doing militarily good, but at the economic end, at the social end, at the student welfare, at the state, at the world level, they are lagging everywhere.
Agree to chess number 5. I would also like to add on that if the government should be more stronger there, and they have supported people, they will have made good relations with the other countries, which will ultimately help in the exports and imports also in Pakistan, which will improve their growth, and there will be less poverty over there.
Currently, including India, many countries have cut off their trades with Pakistan because of the latest terrorist movements over there to ensure their own country's safety. And it's reducing the amount of exports of Pakistan, which is basically leading to reducing in their amount of money over in their country.
In my opinion,
I think government is the main issue in the Pakistan. This is because we can see that there are no policies, and due to which they don't have built a relation with the people. That's why the people are suffering in the Pakistan, and even that country has gone up to death.
According to me, it is because of that they are not able to satisfy their needs, and there are shortage of food also, and they are also not working on their cities.
With former speaker, I would like to mention that they are facing the debt, but why they are facing the debt? Because of the poor governments. And when Pakistan separated from India, they have more resources than India, but because of the feeling of jealousy, they just focusing on the military. They are not focusing on the people welfare, and they are not focusing why should they complete the needs of the people.
According to me, Pakistan did not provide any policy or schemes to the pupils.
Agree to chess number 8. Military rule is so strong in Pakistan that they are always involving in the government matters, and that's why they are facing problem there.
But gentlemen, if you take the situation of Pakistan into consideration, there are a lot of terrorist movement over there, and even terrorist attacks are happening on the Pakistan. A lot of debt on themselves, and they are still asking for more debt. It will only lead to more inflation and less productivity of the people over there.
I just want to add up that in Pakistan it is like the dictatorship. That the government is very rigid. It is not flexible to the people, so that the people can, so that it is the it should be valuable for the people, but it is not.
It is a theological state. So because of it, their mindset is so narrowed down, because we are progressing at a budget, but because of the military rule, because of that old dictatorship, they are just grooving into this. They're moving down and becoming, because of this, they are impacting their economy. They are impacting every aspects of the country, which is making it down.
I believe in governments due to lack of being on parallel of diplomats with other countries. I think Pakistan is also lacking in their foreign policy. They are also not able to bring good relations so that they can go get
But the
more
current situation, but gentlemen, the current situation of Pakistan doesn't enable it to focus on something else, because currently there are a lot of terrorist attacks actually happening in Pakistan from outer terrorist groups. Because last week there was a operation over there where the children had a blast over there. Almost 20-25 children had died over there. In such a situation where life of a person is already at risk, how can you think that they will be able to think about progress?
I agree with your point, but as you mentioned about terrorism, I think the Pakistani government is supporting the terrorism, and they support terrorism because of jealousy, and they feel jealous of their neighboring countries, and
I think
Even I, Lashkar-e-Taiba is a terrorist group from Pakistani organization, and we have seen its attacks on our country as well, which indicates that Pakistan, if there would be a government in Pakistan, they would have been less focused on the terrorist activity and would have spent that money on their country's development.
Why it is happening? Because of poor governance. Because if you have no strong leader, there is no strong government. If the government is not strong, the governance is directionless. They do not do anything in any direction, and they dwell on a single direction.
Not be able to recover from that, and they will not be able to make the infrastructure for the improvement of the students of their country, and which also lift down the progress of the
Adding with the point of chest number 16, I would like to
Technology was improved day by day. So after firstly there were the vehicles of the diesel and the petrol, but now in this era is of the vehicles of the EV vehicles.
Because of which sales of EVs are increasing. Since with time people are become more educated, and with education there comes awareness, and due to awareness people are coming to know that it's their responsibility to save their environment.
Google Maps to it, they can use proper navigation. They can also get to proper shops where they can go without driving the car.
I believe as far as I'm concerned that now our youth are aware about the climate change, and because of this, many of the industries and due to which our environment are changing, and this is the main reason that our government
In my opinion, the sales of EV has grown because the people are getting aware. As test number 26 correctly mentioned, the people know that how our diesel vehicles, petrol vehicles can affect the climate, and even they know that the cost of EV vehicles is very low. So they will opt for something that is low in price and very good for them.
I agree with just but I believe that EV vehicles are not very cheap. It's because of the government incentives which they provide to the consumers, which encourages them to purchase. Because at the end of the day, what matters is the cost, and everybody knows that replacing the battery can be very expensive. But still, people are purchasing it because they know that they are getting subsidy, and they feel that they can recover that cost, which they will spend on petrol and diesel vehicles.
Electronic vehicles have the latest technology, that they have the Google Maps available, they have the password available in their screen, so that this make us surface that.
I like to be for the point that electronic vehicles also require energy to use, and from where those energy comes? This energy actually comes from pollution that we do. So saying that everyone is saying that there is a river transfer in electronic vehicle is not valuable. Yes, it's actually technology which is connecting people, connecting various regions, connecting various places where people don't know how to navigate.
From the middle class. Government should major of the population in India is from the middle class. The middle class population buy the major of the EV products in India. The EV products should be from less cost. So it is done by the government initiative taken by the government to promote the EV.
EV
vehicles are not cheap. Not so cheap that
technology, because this is made efficient and made very easy to make the lithium batteries like that in our era.
I slightly disagree with
Let 19 speak.
I believe that it is a technology that making the EV vehicles more efficient and more useful for the public use. So there are more also the power station, charging station available in many cities, so that EVs can actually is very expensive in India. So to reduce the expensive, the governments have taken many initiatives to provide no cost EMIs for the EV vehicles to the middle class, so they can afford it very easily.
I don't
Yes,
agree with my
yes,
honest people. I like to
believe
be
that
for the point that the technological boom we are talking about has only started in India. It doesn't have taken roots. The saying that government initiative have taken initiative actually is not true. Governments, as in the modern scenario, hasn't taken so much initiatives to include you. There's only few companies like Tata who have included electronic vehicles in India.
There is a group identified. There are many companies who've identified that the reach of EV vehicles can be more, because we see that EV rickshaws, EV cars, EV scooters, even EV cycles are there. So people are moving forward to implement this in because of their awareness into various sectors and various vehicles.
Earlier people are not aware and they're not using. And also talking about the incentive, about the EMIs and all, government is making aware about the people so that they could purchase more EVs rather than.
I agree with
because
I am by the government.
The pollution will increase day by day. As by the pollution increases, there is the awareness among people that we have to decrease that pollution, so the people can switch to electronic vehicles.
I believe the electronic is coming to charge the EV vehicles is coming majorly from fuel and coal. So rather than just saying that okay, it's reducing the pollution, yes, it is reducing, but not at that level where we can consider as EV as a safest option for the future.
Because I think 24, I like to bring for the point that we're here talking India as a whole. In the rural regions, the transportation was actually done by people who used to pull rickshaws. But in the modern scenario, those pull rickshaws has been transferred by what? The electronic vehicles. It has also reduced human load. It has increased also technology, because earlier only one person was able to move from one place to another. But now 4 people at the same time can transport very easily.
That is day by day. So we have to aware about that. The pollution is increasing day by day, and our government is also working on that to promote ourselves turn into electric vehicles by which we can avoid the consumption of fuels and petroleum. And there are many industries which making many.
I am adding one more point in my views. The point is that the government gives subsidies on the electronic vehicles. As the subsidies the government then it can become the less.
Agreeing with number 20. These all are the incentives taken by the government. These incentives government taken such as they play many electric EV buses in the road, distributes e-rickshaws to the poor people, to encourage the EV. I don't agree with
our modern country in the modern scenario is also trying to use hydrogen fuel. Whereas hydrogen fuel, which they will get by destroying water, those energy will be used to create electricity, and that's only all because of technology. It is because of technology that we are getting a clear fuel, and that fuel will be able to generate electricity.
Gas with the oxygen, it take lots of energy required and a lot of good technology required. I believe the hydrogen can be considered as a green fuel, but for now it's pretty expensive to produce it and to store it, also to transport it, because it requires.